We are the Bram family, and my name is Sean. This is Kennedy. Kennedy is 9.
And I'm 10 and I'm gonna be 11.
What's your name?
Sophia Bram.
And I'm Brian.
We came to being fairly new to discovering Sophia's different types of disabilities, which are largely attention deficit disorder, sensory integration disorder. Kennedy here also has ADHD. Both girls are delayed in school. True Friends is beneficial to our family because it provides us opportunities to feel comfortable about a very fun atmosphere that we can leave our girls. And they participate in overnight camps. They started off with day camps and then wondered why they weren't able to stay overnight.
And they started asking about all these activities that they kept being told that they were going to be involved in, and then they were missing out. And then they realized that those activities were happening in the evening, so they came back and said that they wanted to stay overnight. And of course we were very anxious about that. Well, okay, we'll take the plunge and allow them to stay overnight. And we just kept waiting for a phone call, and we never got one.
They would not be as appropriate and comfortable socially as they are right now without this experience.
Hi, we're the Andersons, and this is our son, Jonathan. We knew that Jonathan had disabilities very, very young. At 9 weeks of age, he had a cardiac arrest.
They airlifted him to Children's Hospital, and he spent, a month on a ventilator in intensive care. But then they did MRIs and they did tests, and he had a lot of brain damage from it. So he has cerebral palsy from it, and he has cognitive delays. Well, Jonathan started going for therapies when he was 4 months old, and working with physical therapy and speech therapists and OT therapists. When he was like 4 or 5, they started recommending that these summer camps would be a really good thing for him to go and experience like what other kids get to experience. I was an absolute nervous wreck when he went. Jane was much better than I was. I called every day and wanted to know how he was doing. And now they know Jonathan. All the counselors love seeing him. They come up the next year, they'll know him, or the next camp they'll know him. And I don't have to hardly spend any time going over anything with him now.
The most life impactful moment at camp, and it was a big change and a big reorientation of our lives, is trusting somebody else in a medical emergency.
So we left him in camp. I think most families or parents would have taken him out. We knew that he was in good hands, and if something happened, they would get a hold of us and take care of him.
We are the Salzbrunns, and we live in St. Augusta, Minnesota, and we've been here for 17 years. We found out when she was about 6 months old. We were currently building this house, and we found out that Isabel had cerebral palsy, and just the steps in learning and what she was going to be capable of, and this is what we got to do, and we're going to do it. From our steps of when Isabel was born to where we are today, we didn't know where to turn. Immediately we turned to True Friends.
We got involved in the True Strides riding, which has greatly increased her muscle tone in her core, helping out her stability as far as being able to sit on her own, and just getting her to interact really well with other kids with disabilities as well as other adults. And she also has a little brother who's 2, Ezekiel. He loves to cheer her on, and she loves when he watches her and cheers for her and waves to her, and they have a very, as you can see, they have a very, very good relationship.
The thing we love most about Isabel is she straps a smile on every single day, even though she has to deal with her disability.
The most beneficial thing for our family is that relationship of trust with the camp, but that encouraged independence of our camper.
The friends they made in the cabin and the way that they pair the kids up with different kinds of abilities or disabilities was really important.
Just knowing that security that your child is in good care.
We know that the staff is going to be very well trained to be able to handle the things that can come up with them.
It becomes very hard as a parent with kids with special needs when their needs are sort of invisible. When we came to True Friends, they seem to understand without a lot of explanation.
Families with disabilities out of True Friends are the normal people, which is huge to us, because she's our normal.
It gets tough and stressful sometimes, but we don't feel sorry for ourselves. And I really want to have empathy for families that have with kids with disabilities, because it is very wearing and tough and stressful on them.
And because of that trust, you can get some much needed respite, whether it's looking at family camps or just that respite for us to get away with our other child who's older, or to also just even entertain the thoughts of Dave and I getting away, because that's not happened in basically 13 years.
And our pastor actually came and met with us and was concerned because the divorce rate is very high for families with kids with disabilities, and he was very concerned about that. And
it can be exhausting certain days, and to have that break and to know that your kids are having a good time at the same time, it's a win-win for everybody.
That you have nothing to worry about, and you can have a little break, or maybe a date night, something that you can get away. And families with disabilities, I would say the most important thing is to get that knowledge to them that True Friends is here to help, and they can make a difference in everyone's lives.
There can't be anything better than to help a child with special needs be able to go to camp. I mean, there really is not a more honorable and better charity.
So as Jonathan gets older, it's very important for him to come into his own and to feel like he can try new things and be new things as he gets older. And we trust that he is in good hands when he's doing that.
You're strong, yeah. Yep. Okay. Thank you.